Tranquil Space. Upstairs in the Sky Studio, we're surrounded with the 17th Street Sidewalk Improvement Project, so you might hear a little bit of noise in the background. But I'm here to demonstrate the asana of the month for June, which is Hanumanasana, also known as the splits. So it is obviously a deep, deep hamstring stretch, but it's also a really tremendous stretch for the quadricep, the front of your thigh, as well as the deep hip flexors. So important to come into this pose, really having warmed up all those areas of the body. The good thing, as with all yoga poses, is even though this is an intense pose, there's benefit at every stage. So we'll talk about what some of those stages might be you can incorporate into your practice. So you can start from a downward facing dog and stepping one foot forward, coming to a lunge. Back knee on the mat. One of the gentlest ways to come into the pose is from your lunge to come into a half Hanumanasana or Ardha Hanumanasana. Palms can come to the ground, or if the hamstrings feel a little snug, which for many people they are, we want to just support your hands on blocks. So know that this is okay to have intense sensation here. Some things to think about when you're in the pose is to really spread your toes wide, activate the foot, and gently engage your knee towards your quad, so the front of your thigh. And this contraction in the front of the thigh helps lengthen the back of the thigh, so you get a little bit more stretch. So this is a perfect place to be. You can keep the shoulders up over the hips, or if you want, you can deepen it by bringing the chest forward over the thigh. So it's Ardha Hanumanasana. It's a great option, especially great for folks who run or cycle, or just find it's a great way to lengthen the back of the thigh. If you want to play with coming into the full pose, the full split Hanumanasana, one of my favorite ways to do this is to come off of your mat and to work with blankets. I can demonstrate that here. So the blankets are nice because the mat provides just a little bit of friction, which normally we like. It keeps us stable in our poses, but when you come into a deep stretch like this, it can be a little bit intense. So the blanket just makes it a little bit easier. So your heel is on one blanket folded in front, the top of your foot is on a blanket behind you, and then you have two blocks, and these are your brakes. So you can use blocks to support your hands. And then just as you are coming into Ardha Hanumanasana, extend the leg out in front of you. And as you do this, you begin to extend the leg behind you. The blankets just make this nice and smooth, lower down. And you want to bring the hips so they're more or less facing the front of your head. Toes in front are spread nice and wide. Again, really engage the foot, engage this front thigh, and that helps open some space in the back thigh. And again, you can see how this is a deep stretch in the back leg, top of the thigh, and the hip flexor. And then to come out, gently press into your blocks, lift up, bring the knee back in, step the foot in. So this is a great option to work with blankets if you're doing a home practice, or if you have a little bit of space around your mat in class. If you don't have the luxury of a ton of space, you can do it on your mat as well. And you just fold your mat and bring your foot out in front of you. You can use a blanket or even just like a hand towel that you might otherwise have with you on your mat can be great. And so again, from Ardha Hanumanasana, begin to extend your leg out, sliding out, coming into the pose. Another option, if you want to play, you can use a block to support your thigh here. So you get a little bit of support. You can let the muscle release into the block, and you're nice and supported. Asana of the month for June. Namaste.